morning, Eagles, and welcome back to episode 68 of Eagle News. Today is Friday, December 20th, and today is National Ugly Christmas Sweater Day. Have fun wearing yours this Christmas break. My name is Sophie.
And my name's Tegan with an EA, Mr. Meta. Did you know that Christmas Day is in 5 days?
Hey Tegan, do you know what is going on this weekend?
According to the Columbus Dispatch, south of Columbus and Franklinton, there is a Somali festival.
That's right. On Saturday at 7 p.m. at the Northern Performing Arts Center, there will be a showcase of Somalia's music, culture, and food. You should go check it out. After all, Columbus has the second largest Somali American population in the United States.
Another thing you may want to check out this weekend is the lighted mill lights at Clifton Mill, down near Yellow Springs, Ohio. The mill will have a fantastic Christmas light show with over 4 million lights. That would be fun to go to and see with family.
Hey, talking about family, if you haven't gotten your family any Christmas gifts yet, don't worry. Handmade Christmas gifts can be found at the 3060 Artworks Holiday Art Asian Market. There you can find pottery, soap, apparel, and handmade ornaments, and more.
Another fun thing to do with your family for Christmas is to go to the Palace Theater to see Christmas Vacation. This may seem like an ordinary thing to do, but what makes this screening special is that Clark Griswold, the father in the original movie, will be there to present it. How exciting!
Finally, the last exciting thing going on this weekend is the Glowing Gardens, which is a botanical garden that lit up with Christmas lights and has interactive light sculptures. This fun light display is at the Franklin Park Conservatory. Mr. Meta and his family enjoyed this display last weekend.
Oh, you should have seen Mrs. Meta hopping on those lights.
That's lit. Now on to our word of the week.
This week's word of the week are holiday related. They are snowflake, pinecone, toboggan, and Yuletide. Here's Brooke, Kaylin, and KK with more about these words.
Kaylin.
And I'm Brooke with Eagle News.
Welcome back to another episode of Word of the Week.
This week, Word of the Week is Christmas themed. My word this week is snowflake. A snowflake is a flake of snow, especially a feathery ice crystal. It typically displays a delicate six-fold symmetry. The steady downward spiral of the snowflakes was memorizing and peaceful.
Well, Brooke, pine cones are way more snazzier than snowflakes. A pine cone is a rounded woody fruit of a pine tree, which opens to release seeds. The squirrel held the pine cone to his chest and climbed up the tree.
Well, Kaylin, my word's toboggan, and toboggan is a lot cooler than pine cone. A toboggan is a long, narrow sled used for the sport of coasting downhill. My family and I love going tobogganing before Christmas Day.
It's Yuletide, and it just hits different.
Yuletide is an old term for Christmas.
The specially wrapped presents in the Yuletide colors of red and green are placed under the Christmas tree.
Thanks for watching another episode of the Word of the Week. I'm Chris with the Eagle News. Have a great break. Bye.
Wow, those are some interesting words. Very Christmassy.
Here are today's headlines. We have a holiday concert today at 1. The Berlin Show Choir is performing. I've heard some really good things about them.
If you're traveling for the holiday, make sure to drive safely.
Also, make sure to bring Mr. Meta a special gift. He's been asking for some very specific presents.
Who's writing that stuff up?
Our very next video today is our video spotlight, which is how to make Christmas cake pops, made by Emily, Dakota, and Addie. Let's check it out.
Thanks. Wait.
Sorry, we missed that video. Just keep.
Okay, now for trivia. For today's trivia, send your answers via text to Mr. Meta. We will find out the correct answers and winners at the end of the show.
The top 3 advisories as of yesterday are Mr. Turner with 248 points, Mrs. Meyer with 240 points, and for a new 3rd place teacher is Miss Slusser with 228 points.
Here's today's questions. Name a favorite holiday food. Again, name a favorite holiday food. Get your answer to Mr. Meta before the second question of the newscast. We will see who wins the trivia contest live at the end of the show.
Now let's go to the Eagle News This Day in History studio with Sam to tell us about what happened on this day.
Thank you, Sophie. On this day in 1957, just after buying a mansion in Tennessee, Elvis Presley was drafted into the Army. He was spending a lovely Christmas in Graceland when he received his draft notice. On this day in 1963, the Berlin Wall in Germany opened for the first time. It was built by East Germany to prevent citizens from fleeing. Also, on this day in 1989, the U.S. invaded Panama in an effort to overthrow Manuel Noriega, the military dictator. And now let's go back to the episode of Precious Pets.
Thanks, Sam. Those are some very interesting days in history. Here are the next episode of Precious Pets. We love all the pets in our Hyatt's community. Before we play this week's episode, check out the Hyatt's Facebook page and post your pets to be displayed on a future show.
I'm Dakota reporting for Eagle News, and welcome to the latest episode of Precious Pets. First pup for the show is from a student here at Hyatt's named Jack. His dog is named Lambo and was named after a sports car. He loves to play and sleep. Our next pup we have is a cat and dog from 7th grader Caitlin. Morley the cat loves to play with a ribbon on the stick. He will drag it around the house looking for somebody to play with it. Kula, the dog, is a sweet girl who loves going for walks, car rides, and chewing on all her toys into pieces. Now we have Mindy. Mindy's owner is a 7th grader named Jack. Jack rescued Mindy 6 years ago and says she's the best dog. She rides to school with him every morning, and she loves to eat, sleep, and go lots of walks. Up next, we have Daisy, who belongs to an 8th grader named Andrew. This kitty loves bacon, turkey, and cake. She enjoys napping on laps and is super happy that the Christmas tree up so she can sit under it. Next, we have a puppy from 8th grader Nea. This is Bruno, and he is 6 months old. Next, we have 3 cats from 7th grader Tucker: Zeb, Ziggy, and Maisie. They like to cuddle and go on adventures. They are all together in adorable chaos. And lastly, we have Smokey, Brady's cat, and it is ready for the holidays in its adorable Christmas sweater. Join us next week for another episode of Precious Pets. I'm Dakota reporting for Eagle News.
Thank you, Dakota, for that amazing episode of Precious Pets. Now we're going to send it over to Sam with today's lunch report.
For lunch today, we will be having corn dogs or the featured entree. You can also get your usual pizza at the pizza bar. Don't forget to grab a side of fruits and vegetables and your choice of juice or milk. You can also replace your entree with a very delicious sandwich from our very own Subway. Treat yourself to an ice cream, cookie, or bag of chips. Now back to Sophie in the newsroom.
Thank you, Sam, for the lunch report. It sounds so delicious. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The updated standings as of the last question haven't been given to me by Mr. Mehta.
Okay, so
What's wrong, girls?
We did trivia standings.
We're not giving you updated standings till the end.
What?
Keep answering that trivia.
Okay, so
I know,
now
you're only reading what's on there, right?
Now for our second question. Points are worth double. This is the last chance to get your points and win the donuts.
Wait a minute. You wanted to know who got the first question right?
Yeah.
Nicolosi, Vols, Thompson, Vogue, Sloan, and Diekman. You all earned 38 points. Benish, Rismeyer, Slusser, Wilson, Meyer, and Streed, Vickers, you all said ham, so you get 16 points.
Let's go, Miss Slusser.
Where are my 8th grade advisories?
Slusser.
Slusser. She gets double. Give her double points.
Yeah!
And then Mr. Burson, you get 5 points for saying turkey.
Okay, so for our second trivia question, this is going to be double the points. This is the last chance to get points and win the donuts. Here is our second question of the day. Name the unusual shape of a Christmas cookie. Again, name the unusual shape of a Christmas cookie.
Now on to our 14 questions segment with a special Christmas edition. We hope you enjoy it.
All right, let's go. Let's hear it.
What's the first thing you do on Christmas morning?
First thing I do on Christmas morning, oh my gosh, what do? Brush my teeth.
What's your favorite Christmas treat?
Favorite, like artificial with white lights. Favorite Christmas treat?
No, treat.
Oh, treat. My mom's sugar cookies.
What do you want for Christmas?
My 2 front teeth.
What would you rather have, Frosty the Snowman or Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer as a friend?
Rudolph, because he's just so cute. And everybody used to make fun of him, and I just love Rudolph. Okay, keep going.
Okay. Fruitcake, yes or no?
No.
What's your favorite Christmas movie?
Rudolph.
What's the top 10 items on your kids' Christmas list?
Bounce house. Top 10. I gotta do 10.
Top 10 or 5.
Okay, so bounce house. They're like obsessed with a bounce house. Beanbag chairs. They're obsessed with Toy Story right now. Rapunzel. And that's it. That's what they're really wanting. What else you got for
What
me?
color screams Christmas?
Green.
What do you call a snowman with a 6-pack?
Snowman with a 6-pack. Oh my word, what do you call it?
An abdominal snowman.
Oh, the abdominal snowman. I love that one. Okay, go on.
What Christmas song do you know all the words of?
None. I'm really bad at songs.
If Santa was stuck in your chimney, what would you do?
I would probably yank him out. I don't know. Not
What
light
i-
a fire.
What does your family do after opening presents?
I would love to say sleep, but no, we play with presents.
What's your opinion on festive garden gnomes?
They're silly. Why would you have one? My thoughts.
What's the most important thing to remember on Christmas?
The reason for the season.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
But unfortunately, I accidentally messed up, and it's usual Christmas cookie shapes. Usual.
Not unusual, usual cookie shapes.
Unfortunately, this week there is not a teacher spotlight, but we still love all of our teachers here at Hyatt's. In place of it, we have an informational video about Hanukkah.
All right.
Sunday, December 22nd marks the first day of Hanukkah. The holiday comes to an end on December 30th.
Hanukkah is a Jewish holiday that is based off the 8 days miracle from a candle. The candle was said to last less than a day, but ended up lasting 8 days, a miracle. This is celebrated in homes all over the world by giving one present each night for 8 days. This is a time to get with your family to celebrate and thank for the past actions of your ancestors.
Each night you light a candle on your menorah. There are 9 candles on the menorah, 1 extra to be the servant or to help light the other candles. The candle will always be lit every night.
There's lots of traditions that vary for each family, including songs, dreidels, goat, latkes, and much more. People most commonly know the dreidel song.
Dreidel, 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 I made it out of clay. And when it's dry and ready, dreidel we will play. Dreidel, 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 I made it out of clay. And when it's dry and ready, dreidel we will play.
Please make sure to remember about this special holiday on December 22nd.
We hope you learned a little bit about Hanukkah. Before we get to the latest Powell weather, Mr. Meta had a visitor a couple weeks ago.
Taylor Mallory, a junior at Ohio State, came back to visit Eagle News and Hyatt's. Taylor was an Eagle News student in 2011. Now she has a Nashville recording contract to sing. Check out these highlights from their interview.
Hi, Taylor.
Hi, Mr. Meta.
How are you doing?
I'm doing well.
You've been back a lot.
My favorite place
Your favorite place? Why?
of all school. Really the teachers.
Yeah?
You and Mrs. McNeilin.
Tell me, so what's your take on Hyatt's being back for the first time? Or in a while?
You know what? Usually I walk into like later on schools and I feel like anxious.
Really?
When I walk into Hyatt's, I loved Hyatt's.
Yeah.
I loved Hyatt's, and it was like the best. It was the best 3 years. Like it was like I was happy. I had help going through school, and it didn't get harder until later. But it's like you. Well, I came back to you and Mrs. McNeilin, but it was like caring. Like you come here and you feel like you have family here. You feel like you know, if you need something, you have somebody to go to. It's not all about, you know, you got to get this grade, you got to do this, you got to be this certain way, and then move on with your life. It's not just coming here for a job.
Yeah.
Like you guys came here, and I felt like I was coming into like being loved and I don't know,
So that's-
just surrounded by good people.
The question is, what advice do you have for kids moving on to Liberty or Berlin, especially our 8th graders?
I think the biggest thing that I wish that I would have known going into high school and my whole process through high school is just hold on to whatever's going on. It's a hard place, but it's because people have expectations.
Mhm.
Like you don't have to be like the thing that's is in. You know, if I were to look at my younger self and just say, just hold on, you're gonna see a light at the end of the tunnel. It's not gonna be like this forever.
Yeah.
I would have felt so much better.
Talk about your college story, because you went to Bowling Green for a little bit, right?
did.
And then you came home.
For sure. And if I could do it over again, I would have started at Columbus State. And I thought to myself, you know, in high school, I'm not working this hard just to go to a community college, but I totally should have, because I went to Bowling Green just because I didn't get into my dream school at Ohio State. And I was like, you know, my sister's here. It has a great program for what I want to go into. And that was my second option, like from Columbus State. And
Tell me about The Voice, and then singing songs on YouTube, and telling me that tell me all that story about where it's led to for success for you.
So I tried out for The Voice.
It's been a couple years, right?
Maybe 4 or 5 years ago. And it was a cool experience.
It was in Chicago, right?
It was in Chicago.
Yeah.
There was 5,000 people just in that night trying out for The Voice in one city. And so if you imagine all the cities that they go to, it's a crazy process. And what I didn't know is, you know, it's not just one audition that you get through to get to the live auditions. You have to go through 3 different cities. So you have to make it through the first one, then the second one, then the third one to get on the live show.
Jeez.
And I didn't make it past the first one.
Yeah.
But it was a really cool experience because I'm not shy, but I'm not very confident when it comes to singing. And I wasn't, especially back then.
5 years ago.
Yeah. So it was like the first major thing I did was singing. And then, so I'm passionate about singing, so I kept singing. I was doing YouTube videos, Instagram videos, singing just kind of on my own. I wouldn't sing for my parents still.
You still, really?
I wouldn't sing in front of people, but behind the camera I would.
Yeah.
And then somebody discovered one of my Instagram videos a few months ago in the summer.
What can you tell a middle school kid?
You know, trying to fit in.
Yeah.
Don't try to fit in. You'll find people who, you know, are like you, and just accept other people too. Because if you want to be accepted just as much, like accept other people for what they have, what they don't have, who they are, and just try to connect on different things than like what the world wants you to connect on right now. Because middle school is a time where, you know, you're starting to learn, like some friends, you know, it'll change when you go to high school too.
Yeah.
But you're kind of learning what other people want from you, but don't. You know, go with what you believe, who you are, because it'll all change anyway in the end. You know, just brush it off. Like, don't take it too seriously.
That's good. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, thank you for
You're the
having me.
best.
Thanks for coming back to Hi, it's Taylor. Next up is our award-winning segment called Earth Week from the writers at the Columbus Dispatch.
Today we will look at the short of a Christmas trees. Check out this report.
Hi Eagles, it's Natalie reporting for Eagle News, and welcome to this segment of Earth Week. Today we're going to be talking about the shortage in Christmas trees. Recently, Christmas tree prices have been expensive due to the limited amounts of them, and many farmers agreed that they are very busy, but they do not have enough trees for everyone. A reason the tree population could be struggling might be because of the recession of 2008, when the market fell out for tree sales. Or because many farmers are planting less trees, but trees take 10 years to grow and there has been many droughts. This shortage has been happening for years, but every year it has gotten worse. Maybe it's time to look into buying an artificial tree. Bye Eagles, I hope you enjoyed this segment of Earth Week.
Thank you, Natalie. Back at Hyatt's Middle School, our next segment is birthdays. We here at Eagle News want to wish a happy birthday to those who celebrated their birthday this week.
The past 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Roll it. Happy birthday!
Happy birthday to everyone here at Hyatt's. That's almost all for today's show, but we want to end today with a quote for the weekend.
The practice of surrender allows us to grow through challenges and move through grace.
That's almost all for today's episode.
But we have winners, don't we, girls?
Yeah.
All right, Willem's here to read the top 5 winners. We got all the scores put in. So here's the top 5 for the December contest. If you win, if you are the first name, you get donuts in 2020. What? They win donuts, yeah. All right, go ahead, Willem. Nice and loud.
In 5th place, we have Vogue with
Mrs. Vogue.
353 points.
Congratulations. Yeah! Stop clapping.
In 4th place, we have Diekman with 362 points.
Congratulations. Wow. 3rd place.
And then we have Vols with 378.
You almost made it, Mrs. Vols. 2nd place.
Mrs. Meyer with 414.
We have an upset.
And we have a winner.
Drum roll.
430 points, Mrs. Sloan.
Mrs. Sloan! You guys get the donuts. All right, let them say goodbye. Come on.
That's all for the show. My name's Tegan.
My name's Sophie.
And I'm Sam.
Have an amazing Friday, Eagles. We hope you had an awesome week, and we all hope you enjoyed the show.
We will see you next year. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and Happy Holidays.
Enjoy your break, and we leave you today with the winner of our Eagle News Christmas Caroling Contest.
We had a couple of entries, but this one was the big winner. Congratulations, Vince. You're the winner. We will see you next year. Enjoy the singing, and bye.
Bye.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh. O'er the fields we go, laughing all the way. Bells on bobtail ring, making spirits bright. What fun it is to ride and sing a sleigh song tonight. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells,